Hi, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Greta from Greta.com, and on this channel I talk about spirituality, personal growth, holistic living, and magic. If you do enjoy this type of content, please do visit my website, Greta.com, and give me a comment down below, put the thumbs up, put on the notifications, turn on the notifications bell, and subscribe if you feel like it as well. Now, today I am giving you my list of 11 habits to improve your life. So if you want to find out more, stay tuned and let's hop into the rest of the video. So, habits. We all have them, we all develop them, and we can all break them and develop new ones.
They can never break me!
And I feel like habits are so important and they play such a vital role in our lives because they can literally influence our state of being. They can influence our spiritual state, our physical state, our mental state. They have a way of influencing the way we rest, our sleep quality, our mood in the morning, and they can influence our productivity levels throughout the day as well. So I feel like the ultimate question that we all need to ask ourselves is, who do I want to be, or who do I want to become? And base our habits on that question and the answers that we have within us, essentially. So I want to kick off this list with the number one habit, which is no electronics before bed, plus using soft lighting. So I don't have to tell you why electronics before bed is such a bad idea. In essence, it's because of the blue light that our screens emit. It stops the production of melatonin, and melatonin is the hormone responsible for regulating your circadian rhythm. So it's just not a good idea. And secondly, I feel like even if you use those glasses that block out the blue light, it's still not the best idea because your body loves cues, and just stopping, like turning off all of your electronics even like 20 minutes before bed, if that is something that you could do, is such a great idea because you would give your body kind of the signal that, okay, we're preparing for bed, we're preparing to rest, so your body will know that it's now supposed to go to sleep. Plus, as I said, soft lighting is such an amazing tool to use before you go to sleep because it sets a very cozy mood. So avoid any harsh lighting, any like cold tones. I usually just use my ring light, which has a lot of different modes. So I just put warm tones, and I put on the night mode as well, but I do realize that a lot of people might not have a ring light at their homes. So just use anything that you have around your house, a night lamp, or purchase something that you could afford. It doesn't have to be super expensive or super big or super, I don't know, luxurious or whatever. But just consider different types of lighting and something that works for you or would work for you. Now, the second habit that I would kind of like to give you as a tip, it's a very easy habit to pick up, and it's drinking warm water right after you wake up. So drinking water just in general when you wake up is so important because it allows your digestive system to wake up, and it's just important to hydrate right from the beginning of the day.
So you will hydrate, you will train, you will adjust to this desert, and you'll hydrate some more.
And I know that some people just have like a cup on their nightstand, and whenever they wake up, they just drink the water, but I prefer to drink warm water. So I actually avoid even room temperature water in the mornings, which is not like a bad idea or something, but I just feel like for myself, it's so much better to drink warm water specifically in the mornings because I just feel like my body eases into the day. And because sometimes, you know, I know that feeling when you don't want to leave your bed because you just feel so warm and cozy. Drinking that warm cup of water can really just give you that extra warmth, and it can really make you feel, just cozier and a little bit more relaxed in the morning. So I feel like it's a very nice idea to just heat up some water in the morning and drink it warm, not room temperature. Now, the third habit that I think, in my opinion, it's super, super, super important is meditation. And I know that it's one of those habits that is a little bit difficult to pick up for some people, and it doesn't always stick. So my advice would be to start small. Don't look at people that meditate for half an hour or 1 hour. For me, it took the longest time to be able to meditate for prolonged periods of time. For the first few years when I started meditating, I would do it only up to like 20 minutes, and now I can actually sit and do it for 1 hour. But just start small. Start doing meditation for 5 minutes, and I would definitely recommend either choosing a guided meditation, which essentially is easier to follow because you actually have somebody guiding you through it, or try transcendental meditation, which I have heard for so many beginners and so many people that actually have difficulty with meditation. It's such a nice form of meditation because in essence you're just sitting in silence, but silently in your head you're focusing and repeating your chosen mantra over and over again. And you can look into it a little bit more, read about the transcendental meditation, but I feel like it's such a nice way to just keep your mind focused and not allow it to just drift in all like 10 different directions. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't enjoy meditation in general, sitting or laying down is just not your thing, you have tried it, it doesn't work, then I definitely recommend trying out walking meditation. I know that it's something that a lot of people enjoy. I enjoy it as well, but my kind of main type of meditation is just like the regular traditional sitting down meditation. But walking meditation can be such a nice alternative because it can clear your mind. I would definitely recommend not using any like pop music or anything from that type of realm. Just maybe put on some Hertz music or something relaxing like kalimba and just meditate while walking. Another habit that I also feel is super important is setting an intention for your day. And this habit can either be big or small. So it really depends on what type of a routine you have in the morning. To me, I set my intentions through journaling or scripting, through my morning prayer. I also have a letter for my spirit guides that I read out every single morning and evening. So for you, it might be something smaller. If you don't want to have anything like, if you don't want to have like a long morning routine and you're just not into that stuff, maybe just pick up a small short prayer, or even taking like 3 deep breaths, closing your eyes and just saying, today is going to be absolutely amazing. This can be an amazing intention setting strategy as well. So just start small, it doesn't have to be big, and I feel like this method, just taking 3 deep breaths and saying 1 sentence, is such a quick thing to do. And I feel like as long as you remember, maybe just leave yourself a reminder on your nightstand. As long as you remember to do it, you're gonna develop a habit for it, and it's just such a nice way to set an intention for the day. Another important habit, which I think is gonna sound ridiculous to some people, but it's making your bed in the mornings. And it's a little bit embarrassing because I know that some people are just used to make their beds right like from the childhood days. And that was not me. I was not a kid that would make their own bed. My mom was too good. My mom spoiled me probably.
I love you, Mom.
But I would just literally like leave the bed as it is and go to school and never worry about it, never care about it. Now that I'm actually used to making my bed, I cannot imagine it any other way. And again, it serves as a cue to your mind and your body that, okay, we started the day, we're not sleeping anymore, the bed is made, it's done and dusted. And I know that for so many people, it actually activates the reward system, and it gives you that feeling of reward because you tick off this first task of the day, and you make your bed and you instantly feel nice, organized, and more productive. Now, another habit which is also super important is to move your body in a way that feels good for you. And I'm putting an emphasis on you. So this is not a tip for like just, work out, do yoga or Pilates, or like, I don't know, do some running. I'm not giving you any specifics because I think that it's so important to find something that works for you specifically. For example, for me, I used to go to the gym sometime in the past, and I used to do like a few months of gym and then a few months of doing nothing because it didn't stick. It didn't ever stick, and it was just not sustainable. And then when I found yoga, I fell in love. This is completely my jam. It's my movement, and I don't have to force myself to do yoga. I feel good when I do it, and I look forward to doing it. I also like to keep my workouts very dynamic and different, and I do some stretching, yoga, Pilates, hit there and there. So I like to keep a variety of workouts up my sleeve, and I really enjoy home workouts. So for you, maybe just taking a walk and doing some stretching outside could be your thing. So just make sure that you're moving your body in a way that feels good for you. Make sure that it aligns with your personality, whatever that may be. Just move your body daily and make sure that it feels good for you again.
No. Come on, it feels good.
The seventh habit, which is not actually a habit, this would fall under the break a habit, create a new one category, I guess, but it's relying on coffee. So essentially, I'm asking you to stop relying on coffee. And I know that it's such a difficult thing to do for some people. It seems such a minor thing, but it's not actually. And I myself, I was never like an avid coffee drinker. I wouldn't drink it every single morning, but I definitely relied on coffee for when I was feeling very low on energy and I was just sleepy. I would always rely on coffee. And I know that for so many people, they drink coffee throughout the day. They have their coffee in the morning, which is fine. I'm not saying to stop drinking coffee altogether. I still enjoy coffee from time to time because I genuinely like the taste. However, I feel like so many people don't realize how addictive it is and how addicted they actually are. And I hear people tell me all the time that, oh, coffee doesn't affect me, doesn't affect my energy levels. But I think that if you would just cut it out, from your diet, you would immediately notice how much the coffee did affect you. So my simple advice would be to switch it up a bit. Sometimes maybe have a smoothie instead of coffee in the morning. Have a nutritious green smoothie, which would be filled with greens and a lot of other things that would make you feel alive and full of energy. Don't rely on your coffee to give you that all the time. And I know that sometimes that ritual is super important, but all I'm saying is pick up some variety, pick up some new recipes, make yourself a smoothie from time to time, and stop relying on coffee. And now I do want to mention that coffee is actually one of the things that you should cut out from your diet if you are embarking on a spiritual journey as well. As I said, I'm somebody who does drink coffee from time to time, but it happens very rarely. And this is because caffeine, so anything with caffeine, green tea as well, it is addictive, and essentially it causes blockages in your spiritual growth, for your spiritual growth. So I would definitely recommend considering switching coffee up for something else and adding variety in your diet. Now, another habit, which is actually a productivity habit, would be to plan your week, your day, just your life with a calendar, using a calendar. Especially, I would recommend calendar blocking, and this is such an amazing thing, not only for those who are completely disorganized, although I would recommend this especially for people who are naturally disorganized, but this is an awesome habit to pick up for anyone because I feel like it gives you direction. To me personally, just setting like goals for my day and agenda, it doesn't completely work because I can get carried away with the first task and then never touch anything else that I have on my list. So calendar blocking and just literally giving myself chunks of time for specific tasks, it just gives me direction, and I know that, okay, I need to finish this particular thing at that particular time. And again, something that I've learned from the book Atomic Habits is that it's really useful to use habit stacking. So just whenever you're planning something out in your calendar, just understand, okay, so I'm gonna have my lunch, I'm gonna write for 1 hour, and then I'm gonna go for my workout. So don't just do like, I'm gonna have my lunch, I'm gonna write, and then at some point I'm gonna go for a workout. Give yourself specific timing and do the habit stacking method, just telling yourself what thing you're gonna do after which thing. Does that make sense? And I would definitely recommend checking out Amy Landino's video on calendar blocking with the Google Calendars. And you can use anything. You can use Google Calendars, you can use your Apple Calendar, whatever works for you. I prefer Google Calendars. For the longest time I used Apple Calendars, but now that I actually know how to calendar block, I prefer Google Calendars, and I'm gonna leave a link to Amy's video in the description down below. Now, the 10th habit is actually related to your sleep, and it's drinking most of your water during daytime. Now, I know that some people forget to drink their water throughout the day, so they just chug I don't know how many cups of water in the evening before they go to sleep, and that not only causes you to wake up puffy, that is usually what happens to me. I just wake up very puffy around my eyes and it doesn't look pretty, but it makes you wake up throughout the night and it disturbs your sleep. So that's not something that I like. I don't think that anyone likes waking up in the middle of the night and going for a pee session. So just avoid doing that. Get your water intake, most of your water intake, in the first half of the day during daytime, and then in the evening, just take your hydration at a very mellow pace. Don't just chug all of your water before you go to sleep. And last but not least, this habit is super important for your mental health and for your self-image. It's the loving mirror exercise. And I've spoken about this before, but in essence, this is one of the things that I do in the morning, and this is something that you can do after your meditation. If you have like a meditation space with a mirror, I know that a lot of people do that. But in essence, you just literally stand in front of the mirror, or you sit in front of the mirror and you admire yourself. You just look at yourself. You admire your physical body, you admire your mental body, your spiritual body, and what I usually do is I look at all the things that I perceive to be flawed and I honor them, I acknowledge them, and I kid you not, after some time, after I did this exercise for many days and weeks, now whenever I do it, I never see any flaws. I just love myself fully and completely for who I am, for what I am, and I do think that this exercise has helped me immensely with my skin as well, because I used to suffer from acne a lot. It has gotten better throughout the years, but it has gotten much better in the recent year, and now I actually have my skin in a way, like right now my skin is super happy, and I completely am happy with the way it is. I do get an occasional breakout here and there, especially around my period, but I don't really care about that.
I don't care about that stuff.
And I do think that not concentrating on that and forgiving my skin for doing that kind of gave me the upper hand, and I no longer perceived it as flawed, and I no longer concentrated on that. So it just kind of stopped coming my way, if that makes sense. So I just concentrated on how beautiful my skin is and on all of the things that I do love, with acknowledging all of the things that I perceived as flawed. And I just really trained myself to see only the good things, and even the things that I perceived as flawed, I don't view them as flawed anymore. So that's an awesome exercise to pick up for your self-confidence and for your self-image, and I truly recommend that. Hi guys, Greta here from the future. So I completely forgot to include the last habit yesterday when I was filming, so I'm just doing it here right now. So the last habit that I wanted to mention is keeping your space organized and tidy daily. This is extremely important because not only it saves you a lot of time, because you don't have to do some kind of a revolutionary cleanup at the end of the week, because basically everything is you just keep it tidy and clean daily on daily basis. So not only it saves you time, and it saves you you know, a day of going through this not so pleasant experience of literally sacrificing the entire day for just cleaning your apartment, your house, wherever you live in. But the second reason why I love keeping my space tidy and organized is because it gives me mental clarity, because essentially your space is a reflection of your mental state and vice versa. So it's extremely important to just make sure that everything around you is organized and is clean, so that it wouldn't cause more chaos for you internally. So I think that's it. So I'm gonna leave you with past Greta, although I do think that time is an illusion. But back to you, Greta. So this is it. I believe I covered everything. 11 habits for your mind, body, and spirit that I think you should pick up, and hopefully, if not all, some of the habits are going to interest you, they're gonna stick, and they're gonna have a positive impact on your lives. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, or have a lovely business week, or whatever you're doing right now. Just have a happy day. I'm sending you love, happiness, kisses, hugs. Stay healthy, stay loved, and stay loving. See you next time.